In this video, we're going to show you how to keep your bike rack from wobbling, wiggling, and rattling. Let's get to it. To begin, we're going to be using the Yakima Straight Shot receiver hitch extension. But first, we're going to give you a little context on why. So we just picked up a new bike rack. It's the Ramble rack from Rigged Supply. Super cool designed bike rack, unbelievably sturdy. And this bike rack was designed with this extra long arm here so that your bike clears your rear spare tire. Like on their Ultra Swing, or if you have a 4Runner with a rear bumper, a swing out and a tire, it theoretically clears that and you can fit it without an extension. Now, we have this e-bike. It's a Super 73, and these bikes are fairly low. These handlebars aren't as high as just say your normal mountain bike. So we're running into the issue that these handlebars hit the rear spare tire just barely. So we need a hitch extender to properly fit this. Now we know Rigged makes a hitch extender, but we don't have one of those. So we ran down to the local store and picked up a hitch extender, and I'm kind of pumped on the one we ended up finding. It's a hair over 7 inches long, which is perfect for what we're needing it for. But what pumps me up most about this, number one, it's Yakima, so you know it's gonna be a solid product. And number two, it comes with this. And they call this piece their tongue threaded insert. Let me just say, it's a beefy piece. You can buy things like this like at U-Haul or Amazon, but I've never seen anything like this. It's just a solid piece of metal. My favorite part about this is that when you slide this in, it comes with this little Allen. And that threads in here and ultimately helps keep that piece from moving around so that when you do slide this into your receiver, it's a nice fitment and it's a fairly easy install. Let's move over to the 4Runner. You're gonna take your hitch extender and you're gonna slide that in. Just tighten that by hand a handful of times. So this is that's what your extender would normally do. So it would normally be wobbly if you just had a pin in there. You're gonna go from that no more wobble, no more play, no more rattle. You might be thinking at this point that I have a bike rack that has a way to keep it from wobbling. Well, you're not wrong. Yakima does have this, which you can spin to keep it from wobbling. And Kuat has this that you can spin to keep it from wobbling. Now, yes, those are great solutions, but I would argue they're not the best out there. So that brings me to this. This is a solution that Rigged came out with and ultimately is supplied with all their bike racks and all their other hitch mounted products and accessories. And Rigged calls this their inverted wedge system. And essentially, this does a very similar thing, but even more. It pins it from all 4 angles. So we're gonna show you how this works, how it installs, and show you the result. Take your hitch extension and your wedge from Rigged Supply, slide that into the receiver end. You're gonna wanna make sure the hole on the wedge lines up with the pinhole on the receiver. And then you're just gonna slide this in. You're gonna wanna make sure those holes line up. And it's pretty easy to know because it's a straight shot all the way through. Next up, grab your pin. Now the pin is just there for safety and to make sure things line up. If you were to only use a pin and you were not to use the wedge system from Rigged, that's what it's gonna do and that's what it's gonna sound like all the way down the road every single time you use your bike rack. But we're about to fix that and Rigged has solved that issue. Take your 3/4 inch socket, slide that through, line it up with that bolt that's on the end of that wedge, and you're just gonna wanna tighten that up until that is nice and tight. No more wobble, no more rattle. If you're anything like me, you can't stand things rattling around, wobbling around while you're driving down the road, the trail, and so this really takes that away. So now we're gonna toss this on the truck and show you firsthand that this actually works. All right, the ultimate test. I'll take it. Now time to load up the e-bike that we'll be mostly using this rack for. So it weighs like 65, 70 pounds. We're gonna give it a shot. There we have it.